I spoke to this man last week. He no doubt is still trying to come down from what he watched. Father of Tyson Fury, John Fury, I'm delighted to say, joins us live on talkSPORT. John, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How's things?
Things are great. I'm with boxing aficionado Mr. Simon Jordan, and Danny Murphy is with me. We're thrilled that you've joined us, John. John, talk me through your Saturday night. What did you do? When did you settle down in front of the screen? Tell me about it.
Well, I did a live show in Birmingham for BT and the Brad Foster Cunningham show, and I left there at 12:15, went home, 2-hour drive, settled in and watched it by myself, really.
You sat and watched it by yourself. You said to me you're going to get a glass of wine beside you and just take it all in. Is that what you did?
That's what we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and a pal of mine, we just watched it. We just chilled out, and to be honest with you, fell asleep through the beginning of the card because it was that boring.
John, do you throw every punch?
4 or 5 o'clock.
Do you throw every punch when the fight's on, or are you calm?
I'm not a calm man. You know that. You can imagine. Let me tell you, they all missed out on the actions out of John Fury Senior. Believe me, when he got the job done, it was a nerve-wracking thing for me because it got nerving. I don't do nerves, but when he got the knockdown in the 4th round early, I thought, here we go.
Yeah. What did you honestly think when you saw Tyson on the canvas? You didn't expect that.
No, I didn't expect that, but I knew 20 months out the ring, Wilder had trained extremely hard for that, harder than what Tyson had done, because Tyson, he had a bit of a dramatic build-up to that fight with his daughter with COVID-19, and he only had really 3.5 weeks to prepare, but I knew he'd find a way to win, and the longer the fight went on, the better he was getting into it. It took him rounds to settle Tyson, I could see that, but I know his heart, I've never ever questioned it, and I knew he was going to get up. I knew he'd get up and he'd come back at him even harder, and that's what he did, but it was a thrilling affair.
Yeah.
Absolutely a blockbuster. It was TV gold, and really it just shows you the Gypsy King, the best in the world, can pull it off and win when he's having things so good.
I mean, you spoke, John. I watched you, listened to you speaking earlier on in the week, and I listened to the show you did with Steve Bunce, and I watched Tyson in the weigh-in. Obviously, there's some choice words that were said, but he was very, very, very strong, and I've never seen him. I'm a big fan of your son's. I'm a big admirer of his, and row back against people that say that people like Joshua are going to deal with him, which they won't. Yeah. But he was very, very, very focused. Even from the staring, he was looking at Wilder, calling him all kinds of names across the ring. There was a real anger in Tyson, wasn't there? And the language that came out was strong, and we're all big boys. We're not going to repeat it here. But he was very, very, very focused and very angry. I didn't think it was the best Tyson we saw for the reasons you just laid out, but he still dealt with Wilder. Why was he so angry, John?
I think it was a build-up to all of it. It was a culmination of a lot of things, with his daughter, the COVID-19, frustration, being out the ring so long, the world being in the state it's in right now, and it all contributed to the way Tyson was feeling. And he wasn't happy with Deontay Wilder's behaviour all week, because I was speaking to him every day on the phone, and they were just being not nice folk, let's just say. And they was all in the same vicinity, and it was just like a black cloud there ever since the Wilders got to Vegas, really. And his behaviour, Wilder, before and after, it'd make anybody's blood boil, wouldn't it?
Well, John, that's right. Even the after. I mean, Wilder wasn't having Tyson. This was Tyson on Wilder and his reaction to him afterwards. Have a listen, John.
He said, well done. And he said, I don't want to show any sportsmanship or respect. I said, no problem.
Is that what he said to you? Yeah. Are you surprised by that?
Very surprised. Sore loser, an idiot. Do you know what? To be a top fighting man, you've got to show guts and respect. And he couldn't do it tonight. And that was it.
I mean, what did you make of that? Tyson went over to him, John, and Wilder didn't want to know.
Well, as a man like I am, if you get beat by a better man, you say, you know what, mate, put our differences to one side, well done. And for my money, he tarnished his performance, Wilder, because it was a great performance, not knocking it. He fought his heart out. He fought like a warrior, but his behaviour at the end, it just let him down totally, because you don't behave like that. They've just fought their heart out, beat each other to pieces. You'd think they'd show a little bit of charismation to one another, but my son did, because that's how I brought him up. I said, look, son, if you ever get beat by the better man, shake his hand and say, well done, mate, I'll get you next time. And that's how it works. But obviously in Wilder's case, I don't know what the man's made of, to be honest with you. He's obviously from different cloth altogether.
Did Tyson phone you straight afterwards, John?
Pardon?
Did Tyson phone you straight afterwards? Did he speak to you
Yeah,
straight
he always does. He always does. And he just said, look, Dad, I did what I had to do. He said, I could have been better. I said, I know that, son. But I said, listen, I know you can always win and pull the win out on a bad night. Tyson there for me was 60% of what he should be, but he knew a lot of pressure on him. He's got to get the knockout to get a draw. He wasn't going to rely on the judges. And it sort of made him hurry a lot. And he was rushing things a bit, smothering his work. But I could go on about it all day. We know it wasn't perfect, but what was perfect was his desire to win and the thrill of the fight.
What did you make of Wilder, John? Because I think Wilder would have beaten most other heavyweights, Joshua and Usyk included, on that performance.
I've got to agree, yes. I do agree, because he showed determination. He was a lot stronger than he was before. But like I say, he trained really, really hard for that. And I just want to commend, his trainer, Alex Scott. He's done a brilliant job. Because even me, I don't like Wilder, but when it's credit's deserved, I'll give it. Malik Scott done a brilliant job with him. He motivated him and he put him in the fight. Even though Tyson's only 60% of what he should be, he still improved Deontay Wilder. So a big shout out to Malik Scott. Well done, mate.
What's Tyson saying to you? Come on, let us in on this, John. It's our presumption now that after activating the clause, Joshua will fight Usyk. So next for Tyson, is it Dillian Whyte?
To be honest with you, I've not spoke about the future in boxing for Tyson. I just want him to rest. He needs a good rest, does Tyson, from the boxing world. He doesn't want to talk about anything about boxing. And I told him to do that. I said, just take your mind off everything. You've done your job. You've provided. You've served up a thriller. Have yourself a well-timed break. Just stop with your family. Be a father for a bit and have a look at it in a few months' time. But who's ever out there and it's lucrative stuff, he'll go for it, won't he? He will.
Oh, yeah.
What did you make, John? I mean, some of the old tosh and fanny that came out of David Hay's mouth. What did you make of what David Hay was saying before the fight?
I'm not even going to discuss that, Phil. That man's an idiot. And I don't know why BT send him out there when he's just an hater. He's an hater. He's got nothing good to say. He's not a good pundit. He gets everything wrong. And, it's all about David A, isn't it? It's about David A, the man of what he is. I'm not knocking his achievements. Did a good job, brilliant job as a world champion. But another one needs to grow up and get a personality, because he ain't got one, has he? He likes everybody blowing smoke up his Ronson, and at the end of the day, proper people ain't going to do that, are they? Especially a Fury, I've got no respect for that man at all. None.
John, what about talking about achievements? I mean, when it comes to Tyson, and we're putting it out there, and I may tell you, John, so many people getting in touch with us this morning, talking very favourably about your son. But in terms of achievements, where does Tyson rank now in terms of Muhammad Ali, Foreman, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis? I know he's your boy. He always will be. But where does he rank?
He's right up there with them, isn't he? He's right up there with them. I'm not going to say he's better than them, because it was all great to their era. And believe me, I enjoyed them eras, because I can remember them all. And they give me some thrilling fights, some thrilling nights. Sorry. But he's up there with them. He's up there with the best Tyson. And they'll remember Tyson. His name will be remembered in hundreds of years to come. And that's an achievement on its own. Yeah. Just to be there with them is good enough for me.
If he had a preference, John, would it be Usyk next, or would it be Whyte? What would second guess it for me. What would Tyson's preference be?
He's got to go for Usyk or nothing, in my idea. It's Usyk next or nothing.
Yeah.
I won't bother with the rest of them. Didn't Tyson's class?
Didn't Tyson say, though, there were 5 fights that he was going to take? He was going to deal with Wilder, and obviously the Joshua situation has changed now. He was going to deal with him, and I think Dillian was one of them as well, wasn't it? And then he was going to give Derek Chisora a payday, and off he went.
I'll answer the question in one. Would Dillian Whyte deal with Deontay Wilder?
No.
So why do you want to put him in my son and get him knocked out?
Because in fairness, John, that kid's waited for a shot at a title for 3 or 4 years now, hasn't he?
Well, at the end of the day, he just got knocked out by a 42-year-old man.
Povetkin, I know.
Slap with the back of his hand.
Yeah, I know.
Tyson can't get up for them kind of fights.
No, that's what my thought was, John. Does he get up for that fight?
he wouldn't be able to raise his game for that fight 'cause it's not big enough. And he goes in there with a lackluster attitude. You don't see the best of Tyson. You only see the best of Tyson when he's up
challenge.
against the best. A challenge like he had, and he's in a great fight. For me, I've told him, USYK or don't bother.
Is that your only concern, John, with the future for Tyson? Because he's got to this level now, getting up for any of these fights? Because realistically, we're looking at him now and probably most people think that nobody can get near him, including USYK.
That's right.
Is his only enemy here himself moving forward?
Well, no, not really. But at the end of the day, I told it's up to Tyson what he wants to do. But he only wants the big dogs, don't he? It's like you're getting used to driving a Ferrari and then you go back to a Cortina.
Yeah.
John, I had a Cortina many years ago.
I had one, and I've still got worse than a Cortina, so don't worry about it.
John, is he back over now from Vegas? Is he home?
He's coming. I think he flies out today. But we're going to have a sit down. We're going to enjoy some family time, and we'll discuss all that later. But, I do feel sorry for Dillian Whyte. He's in a precarious situation, but you couldn't really put him in with Tyson and expect to sell it.
We're all very proud of your son, by the way, John, just so that you understand that.
Yeah.
I realise that, and I've noticed the love he's been getting worldwide, and I appreciate it all, and I love everybody who loves us. We're not bad people. We're doing the best we can, and we're proud of our country. And look what he's just done for his country. He's fought out overseas. He's the only man to ever conquer America.
Well done.
On these shores. He's the best heavyweight in the world. He's unbeaten. He's there. He's at the top. And what a character.
Wow. You sound like a proud dad.
Oh, listen, I'm the proudest man on earth and more. Words can't tell you how proud I am of my son. All my boys did a brilliant job. I'm proud of all of them. Because let me tell you, they've got all the teams in the world out there. They've got all the backslappers. They've got everybody around them. My son had his brothers, his cook, his trainer. That was it.
Well done.
And he goes and rocks the world like that.
John, you said you'd join us and you're a man of your word. Thank you so much for doing it. And I was speaking last night. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to come on talkSPORT. God bless you guys.
Well done, John.
Thanks, John.
John Fury with us live this Monday morning.
Jim Whyte and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.